Hello everyone, my name is Amandeep Singh. जैसा कि उन्होंने बताया, I am a storyteller. कुछ ज्यादा खास नहीं करता हूँ, आपकी जिंदगी से थोड़े किस्से उठाता हूँ, अपनी जिंदगी के किस्से उसमें डालता हूँ, वक्त के धागे में उन्हें पिरोकर आपके सामने पेश करता हूँ. That's all I try doing to live my life. What he did not say, or what people generally don't know about me, is I'm a people's person. I love talking to people, being with people, engaging myself with people, and I love being on stage and I love being here. So today I'm not going to say कि आपको जिंदगी में क्या करना चाहिए या आपके लिए क्या सही है या क्या गलत है, क्योंकि आप वो मुझसे बेहतर जानते हो, क्योंकि वो जिंदगी आपकी है. Today I'm only going to share one thing, that what ideas I have in my life, or what is my story, or the things, situations, or people that helped me to have this journey. And it's your trick. The trick is all yours. That आपको इस कहानी में से जो भी अच्छा लगे, जो idea, जो person, जो situation, जो भी, just take that, own it. It's yours. Just own it, and it's yours. It's yours. You will know that how you can adopt that in your life. So the very first and the foremost, or the simple thing, is we'll start with the apple, with which everything always starts. A for apple, A for. So when we see an apple, there are always two parts. One, the edible part or the fruit part. Two, the seed part, which we generally don't eat. There are many fruits like this, like a mango, a watermelon, a papaya, where you don't eat the seeds, but you only eat the fruit part. But contrary to that, we also have fruits like guava, like kiwi, like pomegranate, where you also consume the seed. Now, let's change the perception for a moment. Pick up any situation in your life. Pick up any idea in your life. Pick up any person in your life. They have two parts. One, the edible part, the fruit part, or the positive part. Two, the seed part, or we can call it the negative or the problem part. Now, use your own perception and see that from people to people, from situation to situation, you are good enough to judge that which fruit you should have it with the seed and which fruit you should have without the seed. That's very simple, and that's how life works. But at the end of the day, make sure you should remember that it's always the seed that bears a new fruit. That means it's always the problem, or it's always the obstacle which will make you learn that how a new situation or a new fruit bearing tree will come up in your life. And that's how it always works. It's nowhere different from anything else. And that brings me to a very important question that I want to ask you all before starting the basic thing of my speech is, anyone can prompt the answer to this. What, according to you all, is the most powerful thing that a human being has? Anyone? Just prompt the answer fast. Pen, okay. Ability to think. Anyone else? No. Sorry? Okay, so I'll say it's emotions. We'll figure out how. For a moment, just think you're sad. You're not doing well in your life. You're not feeling something good about whatever is happening around you. Pick up a pen, as she said, and start writing it out. Start writing things. Start evolving yourself, or start involving yourself in things or work which basically keeps you away from that sadness. If you're happy for a moment, go out there, talk to people, tell them how beautiful the world is, tell them how you love a butterfly, or how you love apple, or how you fall in love with someone, and tell them how things happen eventually when you think about them, and how the world is such a beautiful place and it conspires to make things happen according to you. When you're scared about something, sit down, start digging into it, up or down. Get to the roots of it and figure out why you are scared or why you don't like that thing. And then come up with a solution from the roots. The best example for this is none other than Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. He never in his life wanted to become an actor. He never knew he'll be an actor. What actually happened was he had this fear that he should not die poor, or he had this fear that he should not be like his father, a very successful failure. So that fear of his brought him to become the king of Bollywood, the Badshah of Bollywood. Now the thing to take here is, remember, we all have emotions and different types and different techniques. All we need to learn from them is to direct them in the right path. If you know what your emotion is and if you can direct it in the right path, that is the time when you can use the maximum amount of power of yours to achieve or to dream or to think or to believe in situations, dreams, people, and anything that you can desire for. That's how life works, I believe. There are basic 4 things about a situation, about an idea, about a dream, or about anything that you can think of that makes it happen. Let's go to them. The first and the foremost thing that I believe is one should know what they want. What is a very important thing. You want to do something? Great. You should know what. So when I was in class 8, my friends around me knew that one was there, you want like IIT banna. Great. There was one who wanted to become a doctor. There was a girl who wanted to become a beautician. There were others who wanted and knew what they wanted to do, but I was confused. But trust me, confusion is an emotion. If you direct it in the right way and in the right technique, that confusion may help you to discover a better you. Because when you're confused between things, you're confused between situations, and to come out of that, you need to evaluate and you need to try out each and every situation or each and every idea. And that is the moment. Maybe there will be one idea you think will work for you, and there will be 5 other ideas you think won't work for you. But when you keep trying all of them, you'll figure out that there were 6 ideas that actually work for you, and there was no one which will not work. And that's how it works. That's how I believe it works. So, when I was in school, I always had this thing that I don't want to go to a monotonous class. So I started doing extracurricular activities, but my parents told me, listen, dude, listen. If you want to go for extracurricular activities, make sure your academics do not get hampered because of it. I had a fear. Till class 8 or till the time I was not doing extracurricular activities, I always used to study and I was an average student. But the moment I started doing extracurricular activities, I had that fear that my parents will stop me from doing extracurricular activities if I don't concentrate in my studies. And eventually, I realized with doing extracurricular activities and directing my fear in the right way, I started being better at studies as well. I topped my 10th standard in my school, and which was out of expectations for me. But after that, I stopped studying because I started working more on my other things. So, this is how it works. When I was in college, I was going to join college, I was very sure that, listen, all I need to do is I need to do academics, and apart from that, I'll start trying everything. Now remember friends, there's always 2 things how you need to figure out what you want to do. 1, you know the right answer to a question. Amazing, do that. 2, you don't know the right answer. Start eliminating the wrong answer. That is where you can work. If you think there are 7 things you can do, try it out. You'll figure out there are 2 things you will not like to do. Remove them. Concentrate the 2 things power or concentrate the 2 things emotions into those 5 things and then see how wonders happen. So when I joined college, I was sure that I'm going to try everything out. I tried singing, I was pathetic at it. I tried dancing, I realized I could only do bhangra and nothing else. Because that was in my blood. Then I started going to theatres, and then I realized I loved being on stage. So that is what I tried doing. When I was leaving the college, I was sure I'm not going to do a job alone. I was going to do something which was there related to stage. So I started doing storytelling, and today here I stand. So I figured out that one particular bit, that one thing that I kept on doing again and again and again, and still by the very next time I did it, I still fell in love with that thing. That thing at which I failed for 109 times, but then again I tried doing it for 110th time. And that is my love for stage. That has happened throughout the course. There was time in college and in office when I used to do something again and again and again because I loved it being on stage. I kept doing it again and again. And then the very next day I had to go for a theatre practice. I used to go and with that same love I used to do that. There was time when in a day I bumped on stage during an anchoring. I entered the stage during a theatre at the wrong time. I just skipped few words and did something like this. But when the next time I went there, I stood there confidently doing that. Not because I was confident about myself, but I was confident that what I'm doing in life is something I wanted to do. That's you figuring out what. The next thing and the most important thing is how. How we should do it. There's something that you figured out you want to do in life. The first and foremost thing you need to go and do is Google it. Even for a wrong question that you type in Google, you will at least get a 1000 results with did you mean this? And you figure out something new. When I was trying to leave my job and do this as a full-time thing, I gave a call to one of my seniors who was doing this, and I asked him, sir, I don't know what I have to do, and I'm not sure what I should be doing. So he told me, listen, do a simple thing. Calculate what is the amount of money that you spend in a month. Multiply it with 12. Gather that amount of money in your account, and then leave the job. You'll have enough time in your hand to figure out how things will work. Right now, you're in a place where you can actually go and talk. I was getting good college events at that time, and I was doing good number of shows all around the country. So you are in a situation where you can go and try this out. And that is the time when I realized that to do something in life, it's not that yaar chalo kar lete hain, ho jayega. No. Take a step back. Hold on. Think that if you want to become something in the course of 5 years, what is that one thing that you need to do today so that you end up to that goal in 5 years? So in that 4 to 5 months, where he told me to gather that amount of money in my account, I started thinking that what I should do, apart from gathering money, because obviously I don't want to be dependent on my parents or anyone else, and Mumbai to survive karna thoda tough hai. So what I did, I started making plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, till Z. Then again plan AA, plan AB, plan AC, plan EP. This wasn't as a backup. This was with a thought process that what if I leave the job, I take this, and what if all of these plans work together at a time? What will I left with? What will I be left with after that? And trust me, leaving the job after 4, 5, it's been 5 months that I've left the job, and all those A to Z things are working simultaneously. I'm still figuring out BA, BB, and BC. So that's how you should look at it. It's not the negativity. If you ask someone, you'll be like, let's make plan B, C, D, so that if A doesn't work, B will work, B doesn't, then C, then I say, hold on, what if A, B, C sab saath mein chal gaya? Make a new plan. Perception. That was the perception of Newton, I believe. When everyone was seeing apples falling, he wasn't looking at that why apples are falling or what is happening. He was like, sab niche hi kyun aa raha? Apple was just a way. So it's always a way. And when you figure out that how you should do it, make sure you do it rigorously. And that brings me to the next and the important point is, we have done what? We now know how we should do it. Now, we should know how to execute it. The important point is execute over here. The very most thing that everyone believes is that we are the rulers of our dreams, isn't it? We believe that we are the king of our dreams. I say no, hold on. We are the servants of our dream. Because a ruler, a boss, or a king, or an emperor always directs you. He never works. And for making dreams happen, you need to work day in and day out. And with a sense of craziness, with a sense of stupidity, with a sense where you keep all your logics aside and dream. Because remember, when something that we have today has been invented or something that is discovered today, at some point of time, it was a dream and then it never had a logic associated to it. So dream, keep the logics aside. Dream. With time, logic, jump maar ke piche aa jaye. If you believe your dreams. So there's a small incident that ever happened with me was, and I'm a very crazy guy. So I went to Mumbai in the month of monsoon, all raining and all, and I saw an open mic happening at Carter Road. For people who don't know what Carter Road is, it is basically a sea area. There's a road and an open amphitheater. And I used to stay in Thane, which is almost 35 to 40 kilometers away. So I took a cab, a train after that, a bus after that, and again an auto to reach that place, just to perform in front of 3 people who were holding an umbrella and hearing me. And all of the 3 were organizers. But I performed there. And while coming back, I saw all my pant as well, my socks, I need to actually squeeze water out of it. And I was laughing and thinking that, how stupid am I? That I went only to do this only for 35 kilometers. But then I held myself there and thought, you know what? You're crazy enough to do this. Just imagine. The next time you get an opportunity, the next time you get an obstacle, or the next time you get an hindrance, you will hold yourself and do this. So every time now I feel that there's something that is going to hamper me or not going to work, I think that मैंने वो किया था यार, ये भी हो जाएगा. And I take that as an inspiration for myself. And the most important thing when you're executing something is be honest. Not to the people around, not to anyone sitting out there, or not to the world or your parents or your principal. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to your dreams that you have dreamt. Because then is when things will start happening. You think you want to become something, whatever you love, whatever you feel like doing, do it every day, honestly. Do it every day, honestly. Maybe for a moment, maybe for a minute, but keep doing it every day, even in bits and pieces. You may not be a good painter today, but when you keep doing it today, tomorrow, every day, every week, every month, a year, 2 and 3, daily, regularly, that is the time when you stop doing it for free. And that is the time when it becomes your career. That's how you should be passionate about things. When you execute something, be honest, be crazy. These are the 3 biggest things we need to ask ourselves before pursuing our dreams or before going on to something that you want to. Just don't take that leap of faith. Hold on. It's always the journey to that hill point before taking the leap of faith. You need to travel up to that point before taking that leap of faith. And in today's world, with such technology, with such organic things coming up, you can always try and test yourself before doing something that you want to do in life. You can always try out that if you're a good writer, you can publish your blogs. If you're a good video maker or a cinematographer, go try out your videos on YouTube. If you're a good singer, try out your covers and realize, get a feedback, see how you work, and if you know what your negativities is, make them the seed for the fruit-bearing tree. The last and the most important thing which we generally forget in our journey. We covered what, we covered how, we covered execute, and what we forget generally is gratitude. We generally forget to thank the place, the people, the situation that has made us what we are. So I have this crazy habit of doing one thing which is both execute and gratitude ka mila hua. Whenever I like someone, their work or any other thing from their part, I go onto their social media or maybe their email ID and I write, hello, sir, ma'am, organization. This is the work of yours that I saw. This was something very nice that has inspired me, and these are the things I admire about you. And hope, the most important thing, hope there'll be someday when I get a chance to work with you or for you. And then I forward it to that. Now this has 2 things. One, when that person picks it up and reads it, he'll be so happy to see that how such a particular thing from his work has been admired and people are actually being affected. That's a thank you gesture for him, that he's getting something out of it. And that hope line is for me. That when I get upset and I think that things are not happening or this is not what I have figured about my life, I just go on to all those messages and see. I forwarded them and just imagine that there'll be one day when I'll be standing just right beside that person and ask him, sir, can I see your phone? Open my account from his ID, show him that message, and show him the last time that years back, show him the date after that. Maybe it could be 5 years or 10 years back. I wrote this message and see, today I'm standing and working with you. And that particular moment is worth trying for and worth living and executing for. So that is what I always try to do it. And just remember one thing, when you're working on something, be thankful to it. कोई भी जगह से आप कुछ भी ले ले, उस जगह को, उस इंसान को, उस आइडिया को हमेशा thank करो. Because when we're going up in life, there's always some or the other one who is holding our hand from there and pulling up. So when we reach that point, it's our responsibility to extend our left hand to bring others up. And that's how the world will work. That's how legends are born and that's how legacies continue. That is what I believe in. So remember, at the end of the day, be crazy enough what you want to do. Be honest to what you want to do. Because there are apples always falling all around. It's always your perception that you want to discover gravity out of it. You want to eat it. You want to bear a new fruit or a new seed. Or you actually want to hold it and throw it at others and take. It's always your call. Just before ending my speech, there's a small poem that I've written. And I would love to end with that because that has all the craziness that I've always gone through my life. And that is the owl. Right? Owl. बैठ एक राज बताता, कई दिनों से वो पीछे पड़ा है, तुम्हें उससे मिलवाता हूँ. आओ बैठो, एक राज बताता हूँ, कई दिनों से वो पीछे पड़ा है, तुम्हें उनसे मिलवाता हूँ. बड़ा अजीब है वो, जब दिल करता है आ जाता है, बहलाने फुसलाने की हर कोशिश कर ली मैंने उसको. बहुत ताकतवर है, हर बार मुझे हरा जाता है. न जाने किस जिद पर अड़ा है, लगता है वो अभी भी दरवाजे पर खड़ा है. न जाने किस जिद पर अड़ा है, लगता है वो अभी भी दरवाजे पर खड़ा है. मेरी आदतें बिगाड़ रहा है, दुनियादारी की समझ उजाड़ रहा है, फुसफुसाकर नींद में आकर अक्सर अक्सर कानों में ये कहता है, सुनो सुनो तुम्हारा दिल अभी भी तुम्हारे अंदर रहता है। ये सब मेरी समझ से बाहर जा रहा है। तुम अच्छा चलो तुम ही बताओ, ये बचपन क्यों बार बार मुझे मिलने आ रहा है? So keep that child of yours always inside you. Be happy, be loyal, and keep on towards it. Thank you so much. Thank you.